Hey guys, Foxy here, and today came out the February 6th most famous update that we're all been waiting for. But right before we jump into that, we got Inside Xbox that happened yesterday, February 5th, and Joe Need appeared on that talking about some new things with Sea of Thieves.
Now we know the rules about fishing. We've chatted about fishing before, chat. That every time you mention it, it gets pushed back another month. You mentioned it at least 12 or 13 times in here, so that's a year gone. I hope you're happy with yourselves.
Are you okay to tease anything? Are they okay to tease anything?
I don't know if they're okay, but I'm okay with it.
Well, I don't want to do it. I don't want to
Great. So you know what? We tried. We absolutely tried right here. We'll have guests.
Like this.
They say, we'll see if Thieves add fishing. You know what's great?
I don't know.
We don't necessarily know about that.
How would I know?
Oh,
Hi,
man,
Russia.
we're going to talk to you
Canada.
about how the show's made. Oh, Larry's back.
Larry's back!
No, he got permission to say something he's not
Oh, we
supposed
got permission.
Ready? Okay. Joni from Sea of Thieves is going to be on the show, so all you people with fishing questions, ask them later.
to. Life either.
They were
I can tell
asking
you
me
that.
if they're adding fishing in Sea of Thieves. Come on, guys. Like I know anything. I know where the craft
We don't
service
know
is.
until we read the words on the prompter.
That is hard to argue with.
And then we look
And then
like
we're
we
like,
know.
Hey!
But
that's
really,
what's
in our
happening.
head, we're excited. Feminist Jump wants to know if they're adding fishing to Sea of Thieves. I keep replying like, well, it's almost like we're going to have Joe on the show.
Fishing.
Fishing. That would be great.
Yeah, Joe's going to be here, so I could ask him for the 700th time about fishing in Sea of Thieves.
And we won't say it out loud. We'll just look at each other and gently nod. It's going to be your favorite part of the show. I think I know. So what I'm thinking? That's what I'm thinking. I had a feeling. Sorry to not tell you all, but that just means you have to watch the show that starts in roughly 33, 34 minutes, but
Alright, apart from people still begging for fishing and it being pushed back like 10 centuries, let's hear some things that Joe talked about.
So how are you, Joe? Welcome back on the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a lot quieter today than Mexico City.
It definitely is, isn't it? It's pretty chill.
We're kind of launching this new set of voyages called like mercenary voyages, and so for our players that have been playing, it's kind of similar to the Gilded Gifts we ran prior to Christmas. The first one that's coming with this is for Friends Play Free, and it's really the perfect voyage for you to give to your friends. It gives them a tour of kind of the different trading companies and ends with the drunken chest.
So, Mercenary Voyages is definitely something I'm super duper duper happy that they're going to be adding into the game. Basically, voyages that require you to do different things, like either force you to go to the Devil's Roar, either force you to have your Reaper's flag up during the voyage, or during whatever you're gonna do, and that they're going to be a regular thing where people kind of, I guess, maybe fight over doing the mercenary voyages and fight over who gets to do it first or for a certain amount of money. So that's pretty cool. Talking about weapon changes, of course, a lot of the details will be in this update video, but here's some things that he mentioned.
To really try and make each weapon stand out and work kind of as we designed. So kind of it won't be as easy to hip fire kind of some of the weapons if you're not aiming and things. It won't be as accurate. We're really trying to bring the sword into play and give the blunderbuss kind of more of a role, because we look at our data, we look at our feedback, and like the balance isn't quite right at the moment.
From the video, it looks like bullet spread is going to be added when not using M2 or whatever it is to scope in with your pistol. Whereas when you do scope it, you walk slower a little bit and your aim is much more sure. Which I think is definitely a smart idea. It makes it so that you can't quickly fire off shots and that you're required to be less mobile if you're going for that precision in your shots. Basically, the blunderbuss is going to have the advantage that you don't have to aim it for it to deal just as much damage, and it's perfect for close range where you need to quickly fire, quickly reload, and you don't have time to scope down, aim, and slow down your movements around the ship and all that stuff to pull stuff off. That makes a lot of sense. That definitely would buff the blunderbuss by a big amount indirectly. Another big topic, of course, was the incognito mode for streamers to deal with stream sniping and hiding gamer tags.
We've had a lot of requests for people specifically to be able to kind of turn off the gamer tags of other crews that they encounter. Because what you were saying, for some people like who were watching streams, they were trying to get into those streams and almost just kind of stream snipe, basically. And so by identifying, joining other people's crews and getting in. So you'll be able to turn that off in the settings now. And we're looking at other feedback as well from streamers. There are other things that we can do. I think one of the requests we've had, which we're looking at, is can we turn off like the gamer tags of your crew as well, so that there's like just none of that stuff's visible. So I think we're looking at that in the studio. But
So basically, you're able to hide everybody else's gamer tags in the game around you. That way, even if you start close crew, you won't run into people randomly in the game, and then people watching you will be like, oh, that's a rando I can join in order to get into the same server as the streamer I want to be sniping. So that's a pretty cool way to fix things. You can't really hide your own name or tag. You can just hide everybody else's from your view at the moment.
we are going to be announcing on March the 20th, so not releasing, but announcing a kind of a mega update, for want of a better phrase. So a lot of the things we're working on across the studio, some of which we've talked about, like Arena, like Pets, like the work that we're doing on the quest system to kind of bring a bit more story and lore and things to that. So we're going to be announcing kind of what's in it on March 20th and when it's coming. I have to be a little bit patient until then, but trust me, it's worth it. And when I talk about this year being kind of bigger than the last, that's because I know all the things that we're currently working on and our plans for how we want to go crazy and grow this. So I know we're going long, but I love talking about the game. Right?
I know. I could talk to you about it all day. That's brilliant. So March the 20th, so date for your diary, the Sea of Thieves birthday party. It sounds like you're going to get a pretty good party bag out of that as well.
Indeed.
So that does lift my spirit a little bit about the coming month. But March 20th is in a while, so by then I really am hoping for something to actually be revealed. I'm guessing that March 20th is not going to be the day of the Arena release. Of course, I already talked extensively what I expect to be the timeline for this year. So we'll see what happens. I guess we just keep waiting, and we just keep waiting. And show us, don't tell us, Joni. Really just show us. I really want to just see at this point. That's all the information I have from Inside Xbox. Let's get right into the developer update itself. And today it's not Joe Neat, so that's kind of interesting. But here we go.
Hey everyone, Drew Stevens here, senior producer on Sea of Thieves. Joe talked through some of the specifics around the upcoming crossplay changes we intend to make. Firstly, we aren't removing crossplay. By default, the game will play as exactly as it is now. PC players will be able to play with Xbox players. What we're doing is we're providing an option for console players to be able to opt out of the crossplay experience. Behind the scenes, the way that we manage our servers means that the server density will stay the same as it is right now. So to reiterate, we are confident that this is the right next step for Sea of Thieves, both for the game and for you as players. However, we are seeing your feedback, we are hearing you, and we'll share more plans around this very soon.
Yeah, I feel like everyone that is like really worried and complaining about this doesn't notice the fact that the game, the way it is right now, is crossplay. And crossplay is not being removed from the game. They're just adding another option for people who are on Xbox to maybe have a better time running into usually Xbox players. And looking at the numbers also from Inside Xbox, released some data about this. Joe Neat.
We have a super healthy player base on both platforms, and so I've seen some numbers kind of being bandied around in terms of what the percentage is of players on Xbox, the percentage on PC, and so we actually just kind of ran a kind of check over the last weekend. So just looking at the kind of player base, so from like 6 a.m. on Friday through to Monday, and our split is like 35% of the players kind of playing over the last weekend are playing on PC. And then I think it's 35.2%, and then 64.8% are kind of on Xbox. So you've got this great split of people across the two platforms, and that's really cool for us to see.
Point being that the numbers are actually pretty close to each other, much closer than most people expect. So I know a lot of people complain about this, some have complained about this, saying that the servers will all be dead, but all the system already works in a way that accommodates for these things. And the fact that the gaming community around Sea of Thieves is growing constantly quite a bit, and the fact that they allow people to play it for free is also going to boost a lot of the player base. I think this strive is worth going for, and I think having that split is definitely going to make a lot more people happy, even if it doesn't always work, and there might be workarounds for players who are really, really, really trying to dominate in this game through forcing PC capabilities upon the poor Xbox players, and that they just feed off of that. I mean, oh my God, there's just so much of the community that just loves doing that. That's why they play the whole game, right? No, no, of course not. So, because the community is honestly not really that evil, or not really playing for the sake of screwing over little kids, I think this update is going to be pretty effective at making a lot of people happy, especially because Arena is competitive and the only way to climb through that is going to be through competing in PvP, and it's a PvP intensive alliance or faction. This is going to help, whether it works every time or not. Now let's get to the interesting stuff.
This week's build delivers a new event called Friends Play Free out into Sea of Thieves. Starting from the 6th of February through till the 13th of February, you can bring 3 of your friends into Sea of Thieves to come play with you for free. Duke has the Mercenary Voyage for sale right now, the Mercenary Voyage of the Rum Runner, giving players a taste of all 3 companies in a single voyage. Unlike Gilded Voyages, this Mercenary Voyage is repeatable. So head back to Duke, and for a small amount of doubloons you can repurchase and you can repeat these voyages to your heart's content. On complete...
Yes! Yes, 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 yes. I knew it, 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 I knew it. I knew it, that doubloons, saving doubloons, and not spending them on fucking gold and levels was gonna be worth the saving. Because now we can repeat play the Mercenary Voyage a bajillion times for very, quote, very rare rewards.
Completing the Mercenary Voyage of the Rum Runner, you'll have access to some new mercenary ship cosmetics. There's a mercenary sail, a mercenary hull, and a mercenary flag. We've added the ability for you to hide the nameplates of players that you encounter out in the world. Alongside this, we've also added the ability to toggle your HUD off and on through a keybind. And next up, some combat balancing changes.
I'm really happy about this update. So, okay, animation delay. I've heard that the animation delay is pretty small. That's honestly something I really expected to happen. Hip fire accuracy and the slightly less damage on the eye of reach. Oh, I'm guessing that means that if it's slightly enough to make the sniper shot plus cutlass not a combo, and they're just not telling us that that's the change, I'm gonna be a little sad. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. And this hit fire accuracy is nerfed? What does that mean? Is there randomization of the shots? I hope it doesn't mean that. I hope that means that if you shoot it without aiming down the sight, that I hope. Bullet speed is also increased, and the drop off is much less or non-existent, which is quite interesting. So that means that the bullet speed is better. That means that you're going to be able to snipe people much easier from far distances, and you won't have to time like before, which I have been practicing the timing for quite a while, but you know, it's whatever. I guess I'll just learn to deal with it. Cry in my sleep that I've spent so many hours trying to learn that timing. Now I'm gonna have to learn a new timing. Maybe it'll be just like the pistol though, then I can just pistol everyone from now on. Fuck the Irish, just kidding. But bullet speed on the blunderbuss is getting buffed, and then the knockback on the pistol and eye of reach are getting removed, like I was predicting, like I was talking about. And the last video, which I recorded on the day of that video. So even though I uploaded it like after some whatever, it was before this. So I did predict that the knockback is OP, and yes, they're removing it from the pistol, and the Eye of Reach. So the Eye of Reach won't have knockback either, which of course indirectly super buffs the sword, meaning that you no longer can be interrupted during lunges, which is exactly what I was talking about, except now not only can you not be interrupted during lunges, but you also can't be interrupted during swings. You're basically invincible to stun if you're sword against gun. Which is really OP, like extremely OP. Like if you make it onto a ship and someone's not using blunderbuss to fuck you over when you try to get on the ladder, you are legitimately absolutely going to destroy the entire crew if none of them are using sword, which I wouldn't expect anyone to not be using sword anymore. Okay, so what does this mean for the meta, right? I think this means that if the sniper plus sword combo is no longer a single kill, then I think that people will start playing pistol and blunderbuss. I think that will be meta. Unless the Eye of Reach bullet speed is so fucking high that you can hit anyone from a far distance, in which case then people will be playing pistol and sniper still. Because the range is just too much, right? The blunderbuss only works in close range, and the sword only works in close range, and people just, I don't know why, but people just fucking think that headshotting sword people is worth it. Now, if people start to think that pistol sniper rifle combo is shit, and if the sniper damage plus pistol damage is not a single kill, then that's completely out the window, and people will always take sword, and they will take whatever weapon they're comfortable on. Most likely sniper sword is going to be kind of meta again, you know, because that was actually meta. Well, I mean, pistol sword was meta forever, but because sniper is going to have no drop, it's going to be literally a hit scan weapon almost, with the kind of speed that they might be adding. And blunderbuss just won't matter, and pistol won't matter at such a distance. If the pistol bullet speed is slower than the bullet speed of the rifle, and the rifle will have more bullet speed than it does now, then the rifle will definitely be the most favored weapon, I would say, not necessarily the most powerful. So I think meta-wise, that's what's going to be happening with that. I will continue to be playing sword and sniper rifle most likely, even when I'm on people's ships. It depends on the spread though. If there's a lot of spread, if there's any spread on the sniper, most likely that means that the pistol will still be the biggest meta with the sword once again. Because if the Eye of Reach is non-reliable on its hits, whereas the pistol has consistency over the Eye of Reach. So I think that's it for the meta. As for amazing news, I've been really wanting this, and I've been so happy to see this happen. Devil's Roar is getting a fort. Ooh, it's not active yet, but it is there. Friends can play free update. It's pretty fucking awesome. So please take advantage of it and do it. Well, that's all I got to really say about that. I can't wait to see what kind of meta people are going to try to exploit this time around with the changes. Definitely not going to expect double gun to be as powerful as it was before, because sword is just going to dominate over anyone with two guns. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time. Foxy out.